Hello and welcome back to another episode of the book set Completionist. My name is Tom. We're at episode 31. I'm here. We've got this very colorful stack of books. Look at that. You don't see that nowadays. 8 parts. Green, yellow, and some faded brown as well. Now, what is this? Historical fiction about the country of the United States of America. Book 1 starts somewhere off before the Revolutionary War in the 18th century, and then it goes on all the way until the end of the 19th century, following a family. No, I'm not going to say that yet. This was written in the 1970s by a guy called John Jakes. And he is using history to place his characters in a timeline to entertain and educate readers such as me. And I think it's a good way to learn history this way, don't you? Right? So yeah, I'm talking about the Kent family. It is a set of 8 parts. Here we go. The Bastard, number 1. The Rebels, the Seekers, then the Furies, followed by the Titans, the Warriors, the Lawless, and the Americans as the final part. So yeah, it covers American history from its inception, when it was really not yet America. It was a colony of the United Kingdom back in the day. And let's take a closer look as to which part covers what era of history. Okay, let's take a look at these books. Part 1, The Bastard. This takes place in 1770, roughly. Look at the fashion style. That is pretty dated. And yes, these novels contain romance. And on each of the covers, you'll see a photo like this. Or is it a drawing? But it's got some art at the back too. This part 1 and part 2, the Rebels, feature characters living in this time and age. And this deals with the Revolutionary War that made the United States an independent country. Okay. So it's a family saga, lots of drama, I expect. Then part 3, The Seekers. Again, this cheesy pose where the man is grabbing the woman and bending her backwards. Like, what? Okay. The Seekers then goes into a story about expansion westwards, where they meet enemies, try to establish themselves across the country. And then part 4, The Furies, deals with a war in Texas, where they try to fight the Mexicans. This one is kind of off. Doesn't follow the same theme as the other ones. Then the Titans obviously deals with the Civil War around 1862. Again, this. Okay. There, so I suppose these family members get all involved in the war. And then as that war ends, in the Warriors, we see again some silly picture, a train. So this tells me they're going to fight some Indians out west, like that. And then finally, oh wait, there's 2 more parts. The Lawless, also some cowboy dude, another cheesy romantic picture, another picture of cowboys in the desert doing their things. And then finally, the Americans. Yeah, okay, we know it. Again, this, what is it? Why do they have to show it like that? Kissing the neck and stuff. Okay, here we're going to New York, it seems. And these look like immigrants from Italy. And yeah, this one takes place around 1830. No, wait, 1890. Yeah, when a lot of immigrants move into the U.S. and this family somehow has to deal with that too. So there it is, 8 books, each of them pretty thick. Reading all of them will take you a year. Yeah, but that's a good way to learn some history. And I might try to find a matching version for that one. But anyway, there you go. And as always, there are book reviews. I forgot to mention that in my introduction. All right, we've got 2 novels in the same genre, but very different. Detective, mystery, murder, all of that is taking place in these 2 novels, but they're taking a very different approach. And also, one is much more well known than the other. Guess which one this is? Okay. This is Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile from 1937. I think this is the one that everybody knows about. It was made into a movie, which I did not watch, I think. No. This one, Agatha Christie wrote numerous novels in this genre, and also with the same main character, a guy called Hercule Poirot. He's a Belgian guy, hence the French name, because in Belgium they speak French. And let me summarize it a bit, although I'm warning you there are spoilers. Now, here we go. I have to say this. I have to talk about what they did here. The blurb. The blurb usually gives you an idea what the book is about, but in this case, they spoil a massive plot point. They spoil the murder of one of the characters. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can stop watching now. I'm gonna spoil the whole book. This review is for those who have already read this novel. Okay. And it's hot. I made a mistake of shooting this video after noon in my office here. It's very hot. Right. Yeah, the blurb. The blurb tells you who dies first, although it's very unnecessary because the title is literally Death on the Nile. Yeah. Who's gonna expect any death to happen? Well, not me, no. Yes, of course. So for the blurb to spoil something that happens only on page 187 is pretty stupid if you ask me. So I hate blurbs. Blurbs always spoil stuff, so never read blurbs. Take my advice. Now, so we've got a group of people who are on a boat taking a cruise down the Nile. The time era is 1937, I think, just when it was published. And it shows, oh my God, it shows. The people talk in this very outdated manner. The main character is French, yes, but he speaks English because he has to communicate with everybody else. But he always ends his sentence with a French word or phrase. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Oh, merde. Oh, no, he doesn't say that. But really, that gets a little bit annoying after 300 plus pages. Now, also, the plot itself is just too far-fetched. I don't know, man. I think that after writing 50 novels, you kind of have to get into some extreme ideas to make it interesting. I don't know which part this is, but not her first. The murder is of a young woman who is the wife of another guy who recently married her. Before they got married, that guy was involved with the girl's best friend, and that best friend is also on this cruise because that best friend is quite pissed that her former best friend stole her boyfriend and married him. Okay? Now, that is a major plot point. So yes, I'm going to spoil this. There's a murder, which presumably gives both the man and his former girlfriend an alibi. Like, they could not have done it, right? Because, well, at the time of shooting, that rich woman, yes, she's rich, by the way, the guy's wife is rich, and she dies first, and the husband and his former girlfriend are in a different room shooting each other. And so there are witnesses in that room, and so after they discovered that the rich woman has been shot, nobody would suspect them, okay? Because they were shooting at each other while the girl was shooting at him, supposedly out of revenge for betraying her and marrying her best friend. So the way they did it is that the girl who shoots the guy actually doesn't hit him, but the guy pretends to by applying some red ink onto his leg, because supposedly she was aiming at his leg, but missed deliberately, mind you. And while the girl became very frantic about what she had done, oh my God, I shot him, please don't die, I'm so sorry. Somebody took care of her, took her away, said, come with me. Yeah, you shot him, but it's all right. Let's sit down somewhere else. And then the second witness in the room went out to get a doctor for the guy. So the guy was alone in the room with his bleeding wound, gunshot wound, supposedly. And so then, as is revealed at the end, which I will do now, the guy wasn't shot at all. He was merely pretending. And so he jumped up, ran out of the room, and pulled his gun to shoot his wife, because there was a deal between him and his former girlfriend that they would kill his wife and take her money. So that was their plan. It worked because, there were only 2 witnesses. If there had been 3 witnesses, the plan would not have worked. They had only 1 chance, no second try at all. So if there had been 3 witnesses, then this plan could not have worked, and the whole thing would have been a waste of time. Yeah. So that tells you already, in my point of view, that this is not a very strong plot. And to find out at the end just makes it all very like, ugh, bleh, bleh, a bad taste in my mouth. So, and the fun thing is then that as the guy shot his own wife, he was seen by a girl, a woman, which then proceeds to blackmail him. And then the girl decides to shoot her too, because, well, she cannot know. But as she shoots that other woman, she gets seen again. And, well, as this second witness also tries to reveal the identity of the killer, the girl also shoots this new witness from outside through a curtain, something like that. So it's all pretty crazy. But what is also pretty bad is the attitude of the main character towards the killer. This girl, yeah, she lost her friend. No, wait, she lost her husband, stolen from her by her former boyfriend. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. See, I'm getting mixed up. The guy and the girl were together. Rich girl likes guy. Rich girl steals guy. Poor girl gets upset and is sad. The main character sort of sympathizes with her about all this, and basically he condones killing the rich girl, or at least not being very upset about it, saying, yeah, I understand. You're such a poor little girl. Oh my God. Mon petit jeune fille, blah, 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 blah. French. I'm ranting. But that, and as they all get, in the end, they're just desserts, they get found out, and they are arrested by the police. Suddenly, the girl pulls out a gun and shoots the guy, her partner in crime, because he confessed. And then she also shoots herself, killing them both. And the main character also just lets that happen because he knew that she had a gun, and he just said, oh, well, yeah, it's better for them to die this way than be executed or, I don't know, spend the rest of their lives in jail. Ta-da! Like, what? You can just let that happen? Main character, supposedly a detective, supposedly a figure of the law, just lets it happen. Just, okay, yeah, you can shoot each other. And, oh yeah, so you can kill each other too. Oh, it's all fine. No! What kind of attitude is that? I don't agree with it. And so that's why I didn't like this book at all. Okay? So yeah, but I'm probably in the minority. This series has lots of fans. Many people like Agatha Christie. I might give her another chance somewhere in the future, but not anytime soon. There, cannot recommend this one. And as promised, book number 2 is in the same genre, a detective story, this time a much more modern one, published in 2002 by Kay Hooper, an American author that I had never heard about, but she seems to be quite prolific and has written many books in this genre. I was gifted this book. It says here donation, no return. Some of these books are sold in shops that you can exchange books, bring them back after you read them. But this one they don't take back. Pages were falling out. It's pretty old. So what is this about then? Yeah, this is more of a supernatural / paranormal twist or spin of the genre. Everybody knows detective stories. Everybody knows that murders need to be solved and that books are written about it. But here the main character has sort of psychic abilities which help her in her efforts to solve a couple of murders in her hometown, which she had left after something terrible happened to her. What that terrible thing is also gets revealed. This one I might not spoil because, I don't know, it feels like I should not spoil everything unless it's really bad. This one is not bad. It's okay, although I'm not a big fan of this genre anymore. And then the paranormal stuff is, oh yeah, okay, it's okay, but not something I would necessarily recommend. But the book is about 80% dialogue. So if you like that, yes, read it. If you like murders, if you like ghosts and spirits, if you like psychic abilities by main characters, yes, there's also romance in the book, which, okay, I'm not a fan of either, but fine. This book is not as bad as the Agatha Christie one. Not that it's bad, but just okay. It's okay. You can try and read it. I think you'll enjoy it if you like this genre. A Whisper of Evil, try it out. It's probably not easy to find. It's a part of a series, although you don't need to read any other parts in order to enjoy this one. It's like part 5, but they're standalones. Okay, so better than the first one, but not great. Okay, on to the next. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.